Middlesbrough hasn't been in the Premier League since the 2016-2017 season. Going back decades, they have never won a title in the English top level or the second level. Currently, they are in 13th in the Championship, and promotion to the Premier League seems far away. Today, we are rebuilding Middlesbrough, but we are doing it with academy players only. We are not allowed to buy any players to improve our squad. Everything has to come through our academy. Our starting squad doesn't seem to bad at all. We've got a few young talented players who we probably can build on. Mainly Force, McGree, Hackney and Jones should be able to play a big part the next few seasons. Also, central defenders Fry and former Manchester United player Paddy McNair look like solid players. Throughout the season, we set up our scouts and start building our academy. In our first season, we have 3 players coming through the ranks into our senior squad for the first time. Jelavic has a strong starting overall at 67 at age 17. His potential isn't great, but he is already close to a starter overall. Then we have Alexander Mortensen and Harrison Wade, who are both quite far off the starting 11, but both have great potential. So how did we do in our first season at Middlesbrough with their real-life starting 11? Somehow we managed to win the league. This has come as a major surprise and is a twist we had not expected. Surviving in the Premier League as a newly promoted side is a difficult challenge by itself. However, having to do this without buying Premier League-worthy players is going to be a hell of a task. Our standout performer this season is, without a doubt, Matt Crooks, surprising everybody by scoring 19 goals as a midfielder. Our striker, Force, also banged in 19 goals. Hackney and McGree proved their worth by leading the team in assists with 10 and 9. These players also saw some great development this season, with Force growing +3 to a 73 overall. Hackney and McGree grew +2 to a 73 and 74 overall. This first season proved a great start to our rebuild. We start our first Premier League season with mostly the same players. Academy graduate Jelavic is now very close to the starting 11 and will surely make enough appearances this season. This year we also see a lot of new faces coming through the academy. Most of them, however, will be loaned out for multiple seasons. For now, we have Mortensen and Bullock on the bench next to Jelavic, representing our youth academy. As expected, our Premier League debut, this rebuild, turned out to be very rough. We were on the struggle bus the entire season and missed out on 3 points. Together with Brighton and Southampton, we were relegated back to the EFL Championship. However, this does give us the opportunity to develop our talents on a more fitting level. This season saw Crooks and Force bag most goals again. Both scored 11 goals across all competitions this year. This year, Force had to share more minutes with upcoming Emmanuel Latte Lath. The 26-year-old from Ivory Coast kept knocking on the door and scored 9 goals in just 20 games. Overall, McGree was a standout yet again, playing 43 games across all competitions, scoring 9 goals and assisting 6. Riley was our main star, also developing nicely into a 76 rated overall. The end of this season also saw 2 future stars rise through the ranks. Jordy Peters and Noam Cohen will feature plenty in the rest of this rebuild. Our second season in the Championship would turn out more difficult than the first season, with us finishing 3rd behind Brighton and Sheffield United. This means going to the always entertaining promotion playoffs, where promotion is never guaranteed. But we did great and beat Southampton 1-0 at Wembley in the Championship playoffs final. It's our second shot at the Premier League, and this time it feels like we could actually manage to stay up. Riley McGree once again was the absolute star this season, bagging 22 goals from his left wing position and also assisting 8 times while developing to a 79. Other great developing players were Hackney, +3 to a 78 overall, and Jordy Peters with +4 to a 72 overall. We also saw some great developments in our loaned out players, with Manuel Garrido developing to a 73 overall from 63 overall while on loan. Some other standouts included Nathan Hale and Nathan Davison, both improving nicely. Earlier breakthroughs, Jelavic and Mortensen, however, were starting to fall behind a little bit. Starting our 4th season and second shot at the Premier League, our starting 11 finally sees some of our academy graduates taking over. Jordy Peters once again starts the season as our number 10 behind Latte Lath. On the right side, Jones slides to the back 4 at right back, while Noam Cohen now starts at the right wing. Also making his full-time debut in the starting 11 is left back Jovanovic. These 3 players are our first academy players given a real shot in the Premier League. On the bench, we also see Garrido, Jelavic, who will be leaving Middlesbrough this year. Besides them, we also see Thompson, Wood, and goalkeeper Salah make their appearances as substitutes. In our second shot at the Premier League, we did considerably better than last time. As expected, we had a solid mid-table finish at 13, 11 points clear of the relegation zone. And again this season, our captain Riley McGree was our standout player, bagging 18 goals and 9 assists, leading our team in both categories. Riley developed into a 81 overall. We also saw great development in Hackney and Peters, both developing +3 into a 81 and 75 overall. We also saw potential new starters emerge in our players who were loaned out. Quiroga had an incredible development from 59 overall to a whopping 74, making him a potential starter for next season. Nathan Hale grew to a 78 overall, and earlier mentioned goalie Salah grew to a 72 overall at the end of the season after a brief 6-month loan in the second part of the season. Our 5th season sees the influence of our academy grow even further. Quiroga is now our new main striker after Latte Lath left the club in the summer transfer period. Salah is now our starting goalkeeper, taking over from Jeng, who started as our goalkeeper from the start. Another former starting in Middlesbrough original, Barlaser, has also left the club. His place in central midfield is now taken by Thompson. Starting our 5th season, we now have 6 out of 11 positions filled with an academy graduate. A nice achievement, we like to think. Our midfield star Hackney would unfortunately be leaving us this season as Liverpool paid his release clause of £71 million. McGree would take his place, and earlier mentioned Nathan Hale would take place at the left wing. However, this season would still be a battle against relegation, with us narrowly surviving in the Premier League, only 2 points away from the relegation zone. This season saw McGree again be our most valuable player, scoring 6 times and assisting 10. We also saw Quiroga score 16 goals and developing into an 80 overall. With that, we head into our final season with this rebuild. One final shot to make some noise in the Premier League. And we finished this season in a remarkable 8th position, only 2 points away from qualification for European football. This challenge proved to be a very tough one, as development of academy players takes a little while. However, in Quiroga, Peters and Hale, we some potential superstars rise through the ranks in just a few seasons, developing from high 50s and lower 60s all the way to 80 plus. Sending players on loan really seems to be key here, as they sometimes take enormous leaps in their development. What team would you like to see us take over next? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, please drop a like, as this really helps us out. For more FC24 content, subscribe, and thank you for watching. Goodbye from us.